Oh, Diesel. I'm doing this real work, right? Mm-hmm. As I get to the real work, some fake person called me that won't want nothing. Then I'm like, you know what? The next emergency, I'll take it. So I'm like, I sent in the, cause I got a little smart now. So I went to my messages and I created like all these different messages for like when people call you, you could like, not like hit them with the red button. Yeah. You're doing something, but like something that says, hey, I'm busy right now. It's okay if I text you. I think you caught a couple of those, right?
Hey, yo, this little.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you.
so hold on, right?
No, hold on, because I'm glad you said that. Please remember, because I just want to pause it real quick. I want to get caught, because you trying to breeze over that. Yeah, please pause this great story. I'm calling this man. Every time I call this man, and I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that. Every time I call this man, text this man, he pick up, he hit me bad. Real time, real life. Yeah. Real time, real life. Remember that word? Yes, every time I hit him up. All right. I hit him up not too long ago. He ain't pick up the phone. All right, that's cool. We all got life. Yeah. I see this generated. Hold on. Let me find this message real quick. If you don't mind, since you broke it up.
Go ahead.
Let me find this message real quick.
Truth and transparency.
Well, I feel honored never to have experienced that. Because every time I've learned to only text Reese.
You're a smart man.
I hit him up and I'll be like, he'll hit me back. And eventually it happens. If not immediately. Mm-hmm. But I've learned that, Reese is a busy man.
Busy man. This man texts me, unfortunately.
Oh, that sound generated right there.
Unfortunately, I'm unavailable at this moment. Can I call you back? ? If so, what's a good time? ? I say, yo. I said, when you free, bro. I'm not going to play these. I'm not going to play these computer games, bro.
So I got a 2-part reply there, right? This is the new reply. Did I get back into the story that I paused? So the one problem that I realized that we had, right, is the ancestors left us instructions to follow. Mm-hmm. And we all have a problem with following instructions. He just mentioned that.
That's true.
I gave him 2 question marks. I even had the audacity to put the question mark in the preset of messages because I know that some people call me at all different stages of the day. Mm-hmm. I'm learning to set healthy boundaries and professional boundaries. And but at the same time, I still struggle with being there for my people. So especially when a brother called me, I go scroll down for the good messages with the question mark. I got messages that say, I'll call you back. Mm-hmm. Just leave it in.
He could have just left it alone. Yeah, I understand his struggle. I understand his mission in life. I understand his intentions. The generated message, I'm like,
but I created it though.
But even
that's my intellectual property.
That's courtesy.
I wrote that. Like nobody else messages that says that. Nobody else. Now people might have got that message from my phone to their phone because I set it up for the good people. So the people got that message. That's a good one.
If anybody got an iPhone right now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people got an iPhone, or somebody call you, it's a button that says customize.
Yep.
Can I call you back? I'm busy right now. Blah, 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 and blah, blah. Why,
Call
bro?
me right quick. Call me. Let me show you how mine is different from his. Just call me right quick and I'm going to show you.
I'm not.
Just call me so I can show you how. I'm not going to the custom part. Like, I made all my custom.
No, I believe that. But I'm just saying
this. So that's a great intention.
I want to hear the dial tone. I understand. He busy. If I call Bubba right now and I don't hear
But what if you need me right now? What if it really is an emergency?
I'll text.
Or what if you was on that last string and feel like nobody cares? Nobody takes consideration to care about my feelings.
In the words of my wise brother.
Because the work that we do, that's what we go through.
Yeah.
Right? That one moment, that person's on our last leg, and they think everybody finessing them. Nobody care about them for real. Everybody just social security in me and signaturing me down. Not really caring about, me and this. Right? So I'm like, well, I would think that if somebody see a message like that kind of geared specifically for, hey, what's going on in their emergency right now, and when can I call you back? Because that right there is it's designed to get you to think and be like, is it emergency?
You dance better than Ali. Hey, yo, you know how to bob and weave.
Now, see, I see that as consideration. Because I always, like when
Thank you.
Someone texts me, right, and then automatically that instant reply comes up. I never hit that because it's not genuine. It's just a response. So now I gotta say something just so you know, yes, I'll hear you, and when I'm available, I'm here for you, but right now I can't be. That's what I'm hearing in that.
So he's with me on this one. I just wanted to know that he kind of like picks sides without picking sides.
I'm just saying I understand where the man coming from.
I'm gonna tell you something like this. I'm gonna tell you something like this real quick.
You feel like you're getting jumped right now. That's why.
This how I was raised. When somebody greets you, always greet them better.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm always coming off intentions of
he's walking this up.
Not copying and pasting. This genuine.
Yeah.
If you call me and I don't pick up, I'm not going to hit you with copy and paste. I'm just going to hit you in real time when I can get back to you. Because you can save that. You don't got to do all that. That's all I was saying. You ain't got to. He has good intentions, but his intentions.
Good intentions, bad choices. That's what he hit me with.
Yes.
So, right. So let's go.
That quick, huh?
So let's go. So let's go to the uninterested party on this and get his say. So I think he was going somewhere with this.
He's not an interested party. He's my brother.
No, I'm saying no. He's uninterested in the party because he could care about the squabble.
Now, peep this. All right, I'm gonna tell you like this. From your standpoint, I'm gonna be like, yo. As soon as I see, unfortunately, I'm gonna start laughing. I'm like, your brother don't talk to me like that.
Never in his life.
I'm like, oh, he's on his professional stuff right now. So okay.
On the business cell phone.
All right. Well, then it should be that.
But go ahead, Bob.
Okay. No, I can't really respond to that.
But he still ignored. But hold on though. Did the brother not? This is my last point, and I'm gonna close with this one. Right?
Can Baba talk?
This is the. Hold on. He gonna get this right now.
Pass the fucking ball! Pass the ball! Oh my God. God damn! Pass the fucking ball!
This is the problem when you start growing and developing. The people around you don't want you to. These brothers is giving me backlash because I gave him a professional message.
What are you about to
and
say,
he didn't
Baba?
like it.
Because I don't want to cut Baba. What are you about to say?
No. But yeah, it's still, I'm calling the professional phone, so I'm taking that into account. But it's still funny. But I'm taking it into account that this is the phone that I called, so this was the response that I should get on this phone. Now, if I've called his personal phone and he gave me that response, I'm going to slay him after that.
And that's a good message,
Why
too.
are you talking to me this way?
Because like you said, it's nothing wrong what he did. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong what he did. I'm not mad that you took time to send me something. I just think it's hilarious that you hit me with unfortunate. You never talk. I never heard you use that word.
I don't know how to say that shit. I don't know how to say that right.
That's I'm like, yo, how he hit me with
unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's like Rob recidivism.
Exactly. Just say repeat and going back to jail, nigga.
Hey, I wanted to show out. I wanted to show out in my bio. I wanted to show out in my bio because we were describing who he was. So I was just standing on, what I stand on. Saying what I was saying. That word. Let me see if I can say it.
Hold on. Even my voicemail tells you to text me.
Bro, what you got going on?
I was just double checking to make sure my phone was official.
You don't know what your phone say?
Nah. I said that voicemail a long time ago.
What's this the one that just says your number?
Yeah, that tells you to text me because I'm probably busy doing
now
something.
That one tripped me out.
Hey yo,
I ain't going front.
I'm 34 years old.
Where you going with this?
What's going on here?
Where you going with this?
I'm a young man that's 34 years old. I'm not checking for no I'm not checking for no answer machine. I'm not gonna leave you no answer machine message, bro.
That's what we gotta work on as a community.
If I can't get to you, I'ma text you. If you don't answer my text, I'ma email you. Because I know people not checking voicemail.
I'm on the same time, man.
So what is it?
Once I get that, I hang up.
Yeah.
See,
I'll text you.
So what's the point of the
I
voicemail?
can text you, bro, because I feel like you answer that quicker than a voicemail.
See, I think that's what we. I think
Grandpa?
that's what we messed up at. Definitely, Uncle Grandpa.
You got the answer machine in the crib.
Yeah, he got a house phone.
Yo, listen, right? I'm gonna tell you what blew my mind, right? So I was on the phone my accountability coach, and I'm gonna get into what I gotta say to this. I was on the phone with my accountability coach, right? So I'm talking to her, and she said, "Hold on, I got a personal call, right?" So when she clicked over, the music came on.
Put you on the whole music.
I said, "Oh, that shit dope. I need that."
The elevator music.
What? You know how fire that is? Somebody call your phone on a fire emergency that's not really an emergency.
How did it sound?
I don't know. I'm not good at that.
You Mr. Sing. You know notes because you tell me all the time how I sound. So let me know how I sound.
I can't remember. I have a terrible memory.
Good answer.
I don't remember it. I'm gonna sing it for you one time.
We're gonna talk about that later, Bob.
Yeah. We could talk about it right now, but we not. If that's the music for Monday Night Football, we're gonna get that changed.
I can't do every instrument because I'm just one real individual, but that's the melody of the song.
Monday Night Football theme song.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah, tap in.
I'm about to right now. Football theme.
Joe.
No, don't ask Joe. Go on to the research. Go ahead. Nothing to do with it.
If that's what it is,
engineer
you're
out of
not
it.
singing it great.
That's definitely not
I
the
don't
music,
know.
right?
Let me hear it.
It's not familiar to me.
Let me hear it.
I think I got it.
Hold on, no. That's the newest one. I'm talking about when John Madden was doing it.
But this shit from 11 years ago.
Hold on.
Rah.
Hold on.
I promise you, you sound nothing like that. Can we run that? Can we run what he was doing back?
Please.
And compare that against that?
We got it.
Because that's not it. Can everybody hear this? 'Cause this is Monday Night Football theme song. Rob was over there rapping.
I wasn't doing it. Go back to that one part. Go back to that one part.
Bro, we gonna be
Go
hard.
back 3 minutes. I'm not an instrument, bro.
I know.
I'm glad you look at me like an artist, but I'm not an instrument,
no,
bro.
no. I'm telling you that you did a horrible. Really, accountability, right? You did a horrible impression of the Monday Night Football theme because I was confused. Yeah, I lost that thought though what I had earlier, but we got a little sidetracked. But
My thing that I learned, even from a youth, was intentional listening. Because you can't communicate with someone without actually hearing what they're saying. And I've talked and communicated with people who only listen to you to be able to get to their point of saying whatever they got to say. Now, there's things that he said in the midst of that, my listening, that I'm like, ooh. But I'll come back to it because he's not done. So in that sense, I've learned that I don't need to butt in immediately. I'm going to hold that one because that one means something to me. Not that everything else didn't, but this one was like, that grabbed me.
With that, I like that because if you get information to somebody, they should soak it up.
Yeah.
They should really absorb it, get a time to let it process, and then react. But like he was saying earlier, everybody not like that.
No, they not.
So if I'm dealing with somebody who's really, let's say, on the fence, and what I mean by on the fence, let's say they still want to, hustle, but they want to come on a righteous tip. They want to leave the streets, but they feel like they have no other option but the streets. So they trying to figure it out. So if I'm talking to this individual and he cut me off, or he doing like that, the only listen is not with your ears. You can listen by sight.
Yeah.
So I can see it right now. Like, all right, I gotta take my time with this one. I don't automatically shut them off. I automatically be like, yo, this is the problem with our people. No, this ain't this been going on. Yeah. This been going on since that shit done got here. This been going on since Jim Crow. This been going on since black codes. This been going on since we were hanging from a tree. So I can't be the only person on the sideline saying, this is what's going on. All right, I see what I got to do. Like he said, I got to change the deck. Different people, different things.
Absolutely.
You do that, that's a blessing. Appreciate you. But that don't mean that little bruh gonna do that.
I'm not. And he not. Because speaking of little bruh, lack focus. But he wants to learn. So it's like, he'll hear you, but he's got a short attention span. So you only got but so long to hit him. So you got to hit him with something that he can go back.
Shit, that sound like Uncle Grandpa. That's how I be. I
You
be happy to get out because I might forget it.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I had a game for that, right? So I used to do this thing where I used to break up. I'm about to get in all type of trouble doing this shit, but so I take it somewhere real far, right? And we'll have a ball, and a pen and a pad. So when I got the ball, you can't talk. You can only write down your stuff. I don't care what I'm saying. You got to give me this floor, and then we switch, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? So. But it did that, it taught me active listening skills. When we talked about the active listening, it gave me that because it's like I want to say something, but I got to take the note, but I get to sit with you on that. And there's nothing better than me having certain points I want to lay out after you laid out what you laid out, and I heard everything you said. So now when I go back and I start repeating what you said back to me, and I got it in controlled fashions, and I get corny, I used to write the time down. 3:15, she said this. I'm just giving her eye contact. I'm with her. I'm like, yep, that's the shit right there. I was talking about right there. Yep. You go. And then, And then by the end of it, we end up ironing stuff out, and that activity was great. Until 3 weeks later, we gotta go do the same shit again. So you ain't hear nothing I just said. We ironed it out right then and there because it was cool, it was fun, activity never did before. Mm-hmm. And she might have walked away with certain skills. I know I walked away with better skills because I didn't know that was a thing. But when you said that, that played back through my head like a movie. That I wanted to touch on too because you left us at hanging from trees. But I could tell you, we was arguing in Squamlo before we was hanging from trees. When we was kings and warriors, we was still arguing.
That's true.
That's how we lost the spot. That's how we lost. I don't want to say superiority. But I would say knowledge of self. We lost knowledge of self by fighting with each other and realizing that I have to be right. If I'm right, you're wrong, and you're wrong, I'm right. But in reality, is that no, his perspective is value and warranted. And let's find a way how we could. And I think that we did have that figured out. That's why I think that like the waters and stuff was separated, and people had north and south and stuff like that. But then the problem with that, niggas always want more than what was given to them. Like your sandwich got more meat in it. Right, your sandwich was a little bigger than everybody else, so I want that piece, right? His piece is bigger.
But the crazy thing is, you made your sandwich, so you made it the way you wanted it.
Yeah. Now you don't.
Now you're looking at that like, oh, I should have did it like that. But it's individual.
We just so complex. Cause like you said, like you highlighted earlier, Reese, and you hit on it too, Baba. Listening. The most skills I learned in my life that I perfected and mastered was through listening. You know, like you saying, being so quick to respond, being so quick to just jump in there, or being so quick like, I know it, because I'm a man, I know it, because I'm the biggest bad from my hood. Listening.
And I've learned that too with my sisters, because I'm the only male. So every time they say something, I'm like, do they know me? It's like, tell them my name. Then get back at me. I want to see how that goes. Yeah. And then I'll know how to maneuver through this.
Exactly. Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like they're like, let me talk. And I like dealing with females. I'm not, like I said, I'm the only male, so it's like I've had to learn to listen.
Yeah.
See, females told me how to listen. You're right though. Females told me how to listen.
And it taught me on the streets to listen. And not listen has caused me a lot of harm.
You see, I think I did more active listening in the streets than I did in relationships with people, because the way my brain started to work, I started hearing problems, and I want to naturally give you solutions. So it's like, but some people don't want solutions to their problems. No. So I learned to kind of like send them type of people messages that come pre-set up in my phone that I created. People like that. Sometimes. You didn't get that message. You got the message that I made for my people that I care for. But so I'm gonna make Rob his own special prompted message. This is Rob's message, and it's gonna say, "Yeah, okay, that boy good. That boy good." That's what it's gonna say. It's gonna say just like that. I'm gonna put that boy good, Rob voice. That boy is good. Every time you get the message, he's gonna be forced to fill away because I didn't pick up his phone. But he's gonna when the beep, that little noise, and you look at the phone, he gonna laugh.
Yeah, it changed the mood.
See how that work? See what active listening communication does when you want to listen to apply?
It's funny though. It's funny though because I don't know. That's just how I'm gonna treat Reese the only way I'm gonna treat Reese.
And I appreciate that. I don't
know. I just like it back.
And I gotta give it back. No, you're right. You know what's funny?
I don't think I'm asking for a lot.
So what I've been doing lately is that I've been experimenting with healthy relationships. So what I do is that when I start feeling comfortable about things that people do, or even how they reach out, what I do is that I don't try to intentionally deal with them how they deal with me, but I see what happened if I do the things that you did to me. And then I watch them snap on me, and I'm like, okay. That's how I feel, huh? It's okay. Mike, can I let you know how I felt when I was done to me? And then it goes off. And they're like, yo. So that was even directed at you. I was actually subbing. I was actually subbing for the ones that's listening in, but because everybody kind of goes through that in a way where nobody want to be treated. Like if you treat people like in a way that you don't want to be treated. Yeah, if you're being treated behind somebody that you don't want to be treated, let's see how you treat them. Like I'm constantly going back and forth with my daughter about text messages because we're the worst. Like we both get we send the trophy award for #1 for who's the worst texter.
Y'all crazy.
And
that's your twin.
Yeah, it definitely is. And she said that. She said that, right?
That's
well, I don't like that we're twins when we're butting heads. But then when I try to get her to see that you may be miseducated or kind of allowing yourself to be misguided, by not just I would say the world, but even people that you have in your world essentially. And if I'm trying to help you learn how to master this issue, you might want to take my advice a little more serious at times. And like I said, I guess one thing about this parenting stuff, we don't see if it's working until down the line. Like nobody, like there's no report card on it. So I was hoping that she realized that if we're twins on the bad, we're gonna be twins on the good. Maybe we should try to work this thing out, because if I can get you to see what I seen now at your young age, you'll be able to take off and do whatever you want to do for the rest of your life. But if you continue to play the game you want to play, and you want to keep making these things, you're gonna still get to that same spot. However, you're gonna have some fender benders, some nicks, or some bruises that you could have avoided if you just let somebody guide you along the way. So I just think of that as the thing, and that's the whole thing about community for me anyways. The whole point of community is that everybody leverages their losses to help people come to their wins. Everybody take their wins and make them duplicatable so nobody's losing, right? And then we keep playing the same game till losses become lessons. And then we start to learn from them. And then we start to make the same mistakes that our people that came before us made.
Losses become lessons. I like this. I like this type of energy on a Friday. I like this type of energy when I look outside and I see the sun. Because I'm in here with some good brothers. I'm in here with my brothers.
Appreciate that.
My name R.A.
I don't know you like that.
My name Ra. This is Potted Language. And we in for a good one. We in for some real-time legendary type energy. I got my brother to the left of me. His name Baba. And let me tell you something real quick about Baba. I'm talking about another tri-state hitter. I'm talking about a father, a grandfather, a brother, a person who went through many generations, many cycles.
You forgot husband.
I forgot husband.
Mm.
A lot of people don't even know about that. Cause that's a commitment.
That's a powerful title right there. You gotta respect that.
I'm talking about a support system. I'm talking about an ear. I'm talking about a teacher. And I'm grateful and I'm happy I done got him, because it's a busy man. I've been trying to do this since. I've been trying to do this for a couple months now. Mm-hmm. But I got Baba with me. And then I got my brother to the right of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's busier than me.
I got Mr. Make It Make Sense.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get more into that later. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
I got a tri-state hitter. His name start with an R, but
The big R.
His name start with an R.
Does it?
But it doesn't start with an R. But let him tell her he's the big R.
Yeah.
I got my brother Reese. I got my brother here, Reese, again. I'm glad to see you again, brother. I'm glad to hear you through these airwaves. I know what I'm gonna get today is a good conversation. I'm gonna get some laps. I'm gonna get some examples. I gotta poke at Reese. Cause that's how I read me. Let me tell you something about me and Reese, right? This is just a quick little story before we jump in, how we jump in. Let me tell you something about me and Reese. Reese told me this before it happened, but it was funny that it happened, and me have never talked about this till right now. Reese was like, yo, people don't understand, like, they don't understand, like, when we argue, that's how we communicate. We're talking. We having a regular conversation. So when he said, I'm laughing, I'm like, all right, bro, like, here he go. Here he go taking an inch and going to mouth. I'm like, all right. Me and Reese is at our job. Me and Reese talking. So I'm telling Reese, I'm like, yo, why you looking at my iPad, bro? That had nothing to do with you. Person in the background, you ain't got to yell at him. All right, calm down with all that yelling. But little does she know, this is a regular conversation with me and Reese. So I'm glad to have my brother Reese with me today.
Okay, so when I bust my shots, you don't take it personally. Let them know. That's how we communicate.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do. If you don't hear no shots, it ain't healthy.
Exactly.
Something right.
Yeah. The energy's off.
A clip is love.
Whole clip.
Yeah, extended.
When I say iron sharpen iron, we ain't playing with plastic.
Yeah.
So if you ain't forged right, you ain't forged properly, you can't sit in this room, man. You might
Spark
get the
don't
melt.
fly, you don't belong here.
Yeah. Oh, that shit plastic. Oh, he artificial.
Yeah, it's gonna melt.
And these are brothers I know around the way. You know, these are brothers that, have similar stories to me in similar situations. You know, they came home, they made the most of their situation, and now they out here winning and providing information. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I have all these knowledge, I have all these jewels, but I want to share jewels because I believe when you share information and you share knowledge, that's when really knowledge get the true glory. If somebody keeping all the information to themselves, what good would that do the world? What good would that do themselves? Nothing. So I had to borrow these brothers real quick so our conversations in private could be conversations we could have with the masses and really provide a helping hand. Mm-hmm. So when I want to start off with, you know, build with y'all brothers because y'all brothers' character speak volumes. Every time I hear Baba's name, I never heard Baba some BS. I only knew Baba. How long we knew each other, Baba?
I've been out since last August. Like it's been a year actually. My mom let me know I've been out for a year plus now. August 4th.
I knew this.
Hold on. Don't go lightly with that. That's congratulations right there. That's not like one of them moments that we kind of highlight.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's like she called me up and she was like all hype. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, you've been home for a year. I was like, what? Okay.
How was it before?
How
was it before? Like you said, you were surprised by the conversation because she never gave you that type of, you know, acknowledgement, or you?
It's because I wasn't paying attention. Like I was conscious of my time, but I'm like I'm out, so I'm no longer focused on time like you are when you're in prison.
Yeah,
I'm focused on what I'm doing. So the time that has lapsed since then, I'm like, okay, I didn't realize, but hey, that's an accomplishment because I seen brothers leave and come back, and I just shake my head like I don't understand, man. What's wrong? Do you not appreciate time, or does time? Is it, you know, something you can squander?
And the things that Baba doing. Cause you know, when you moving in righteous time and you know you just doing what you do, you're kind of breezed by major accomplishment. Mm-hmm. Baba is feeding.
Yes.
He feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, bro.
Well, I got a nonprofit called Fresh Start that will eventually grow into a community outreach that will be, it will be a large, all-encompassing community outreach. Mm-hmm. But right now we're doing what is the most immediate need, which is feeding people. And we're feeding over 300 people 3 times a week. So by the end of the week, we're up to about 700 people that we feed on a weekly basis in different shelters, in different homeless shelters, women and children shelters. We just added another shelter as well. So and even the food that we give to one shelter, they share with another. So it's like we're feeding people that we didn't even realize we're feeding. But it's an immediate need out here. Like people are hungry, and not just, you know, like, you know me, my spirit is the most important thing to me. So they're spiritually hungry, but they're physically hungry. So when you trying to feed somebody spiritually, if their stomach is growling, it's like they really can't hear you. Like we talking about listening with intent.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, but I hear my stomach.
Yeah.
So once I put something in your stomach, now we can have a conversation, and that's what we trying to do. We trying to say, listen, man, we are trying to meet the need. Where you at? What do you need? What can I do for you? And for me, that's what walking in God's grace does. If you have the ability to help someone, why aren't you?
Why aren't you? Because you look at it, you got California, you got areas in Philly with that homeless rate.
Yeah.
With people out there that's starving. You got where we at in our backyard.
Yeah.
Where you got in campus getting shut. These people live at. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I first came home, I was talking with my Umi, and we was talking about we don't think people are homeless because, you know, they choose to be homeless, right? Mm-hmm. We don't think people just wake up one day and say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stand on the side, I'm going to hold my sign up, and I'm going to have to scrabble. I think it's mental health. Certain thing going on that needs better understanding.
Yeah.
But if I'm only hungry, like you were saying, I can't hear none of that.
No.
All I need to know is food. So now you got a brother moving in this righteous fashion, like my brother Baba, shout out to Baba, Tunde.
Yes, sir. Let's get it right.
So you got a brother moving in a righteous fashion. Now he feeding and he providing information on a spiritual tip that might get me in a better fashion. You can't, brother.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, man, for that.
Appreciate it. Shout out to my brother Marcus too. Reese
Shout out to Marcus.
Reese a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Shout out to them. Yeah, listen, man. That whole movement is. See, I was able to see like the blockage that they were getting, and just watch them just keep overcoming hurdles, and it's just like I said, I can't wait till we got unified at the top, and it's like we sitting at the table, and it's like these are all the things that we brought into it, but it's gonna outlive all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the collab is coming at. Like, we got this concept that, and I can get into it up here. I'm saving for another episode, but
Yeah, true indeed.
2032, the world's gonna change, and like we're part of that change. That's why we're all being called to do things that we're doing. Like we're all like, I would say like rebuilding and connecting things at a community level with like actual principles that have been proven and chosen from people that have showed and proved that they have been resilient through everything. And I think that's going to tie into, kind of stuff that we talked about.
Yeah, we always make it make sense.
We always make it make sense.
Shout out to my brother. I'm gonna keep saying it, because one thing about me and one thing you could tell another, I'm going to support the family. So we going to make it make sense. And, why I have y'all for this, little moments. Mm-hmm. And, like I was saying earlier, I really respect how y'all move and how y'all come. And I see a lot of value that y'all hold to each other and y'all bring within the community. But what qualities and values do you wish to instill in your family and friends? Because, we like you were saying earlier, brother, we don't know the report card of raising somebody. We don't know exactly what we instilling, if it's making sense in real time or if it's not. Because you know how you was when you was 13, and I know you know how you was when you was 13. But we know the values that we have now as a man today, and we wish to pass on. So, in so many words, I know y'all live in it, but what values do you wish or, you hope to instill in your loved ones? Because values, to me, values and principles is everything. That defines your character. Absolutely. And that defines who you are. That's your face card. Before I even see your name, before I even see your face, before I even see your face, I'm going off your character and your name. Reese, okay, Reese. Oh, yeah, I remember Reese. And I'm going to go off your character. So it's like, what values and qualities that we wish to instill in these loved ones?
I know for me, like I was speaking on the value of time. Like, having been away for so long, I think it's been instilled in them. And it's something that I continue to talk about. Like, time is precious, man. It's your most valuable commodity, and it's what are you doing with it that matters the most. So now, when you consider your time, are you living intentionally? Like, I want to end every day with a sense of accomplishment, even if it's small. Even if it's just something on the work side I wanted to get done, or I wanted to make my wife smile, or I wanted to call somebody who I've been putting off. Whatever the case may be, I'm trying to live every moment intentionally so that at the end of the day, I can be satisfied with the way that I went through that day. And I try to get my kids, my wife, everybody. It's like, listen, man, one thing I learned being away was time is my most precious commodity. I can't get it back. So I got to do what I can in that moment to make it count. I want to have impact. I want to leave an impact when I'm gone. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, so that when my legacy is spoken of, it's still in play. It's not something that ended. Like, we talk about generational wealth and all that, and that's good. That's prominent. I want that. But I also want my work to continue to have impact, not something that can be pushed to the side and say, that happened. No, it's still happening, because the way our community is constructed right now, it's still happening. Is it different from when you was there?
Nah.
It may be worse, but it's the same structure.
Same fact.
Same stuff, same guns, same drugs, same baby mamas and deadbeat dads. All of that stuff is still in play. That needs to change. That's why we need to care about our people and care about the time that they have on this earth.
But I would say, like, definitely is self first. Like, I think before you can even try to instill any values or begin to start because I wanted to take away want too, because one is elusive. When you say you want to do something, it becomes elusive because you're actually doing it, like you're actually living in it. So definitely want to kind of iron that out before I even kind of go. That was on top of my brain, but I would definitely tap into self, because when you start valuing self and you start instilling values in self, then that shows. Yeah. Right, like people can't help but to see you start walking and moving around in a certain glow. It becomes addictive. It becomes contagious. And I think if we worried about what we did internally, self, right, when nobody's watching, that shadow work built on itself, that it will start to show in the community. And then you got to be that person to kind of like share that. So I would say first it would have to start with definitely self. So I would say the accountability from somebody that has integrity.
That's the word. That's the key word right there. Integrity.
Exactly. And that's what nobody watching.
You know what used to trip me out? When I think both my parents used to say, "Don't do what I do, what I say."
You do what I say, yeah.
It's like, no, I see you doing that. I'm gonna do it too.
But
like,
I think, but I
can't say that.
Boy, what did I say?
Yo, but I can see where it was coming from doing that, because maybe in them times it was more or less, I gotta do what I gotta do, so you don't gotta do it. So don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing as much, because I gotta do something that I don't want you to have to do, but listen to what I'm telling you. And I think that if they would have sat there and, for me, my young brain, I'm with you. You gotta explain that to me, cuz.
Yeah, I'm too analytical. You're not just saying something.
But there's some kids that work for it. Yeah. I know some people to this day that won't do certain things because their parents said certain things. But what if your parents were misled? What if your parent was miseducated and it's how you do something that got you stuck in a trap, thinking a 401k gonna save your life, or thinking that everything you got going on is going, and you hear everybody singing that same song and nobody really winning from that. But definitely integrity. I would say communication at a high level. Like when you say shooting a breeze, say, cause I don't want to cuss too much on the podcast, but we just shooting a breeze or whatever, and we conversation and we build it. And when people optics start getting a little higher because they start getting excited, or you say something that makes some people are cowered away, and some people just want to go fight instead of trying to figure out what just happened there. What just happened? Let's burn this out. Like maybe you heard something wrong, maybe you took it wrong. How can we? So that's what I mean by communication at a high level. Because once you start being able to communicate at a high level, you start to get an emotional security where what you're saying not offending me. I learned that if I don't like something you're saying, something that maybe I need to work on. Maybe it's something that is triggering me in it. Like, why am I not secure in this space? Why do I feel like I'm in the hot seat? It's kind of like when people go to church and like the pastor talking right to them. Bro, I promise you he ain't write that sermon because of you last night. This is what happened that you going through what, you know.
But that come down to a sense of, that goes in tune with a sense of self.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like as you are learning who you are, now, like you said, you're going to ask yourself, why did that bother me?
That's why I put self first. That's why I put surf on the first thing first, because everybody wants to kind of like wake up one day and tell everybody what they're doing, but then they still doing whatever they was doing, and it's like, I hear you, but I ain't really listening because you're doing the same stuff, and it's like,
But that's self-mean, though, because I know what I would try to pass on, it got to be gratitude, because I had to have a real talk with myself one day. When I first came home, I wanted to be the perfect dad. So I'm going off, what I see on TV. I'm going off what I read in books. I'm going off what I hear on the radio. I'm trying to pull anything I can because I'm coming in a situation late. I'm really full-time in my son's life when he was 7 years old. I was always there, but I was locked up. So when he hit 7 years old, that's when I was really like full-time. That's when I'm really there to reenact. We here. So now I'm trying to play catch-up when I really should just be playing gratitude. I should be lucky and happy that I have opportunity even to have this. Yeah. I got bros that never coming home. I got people in the grave. And they left behind their angels. They left behind their youngins. So this for me to have that type of situation where I got to sit back and be like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to beat him, but I'm not going to cuss at him either. All right, maybe I need to go about it like this. Just that gratitude that this be in that moment. Like you said, I can get hurt or something can happen, or dang, why are you saying that to me? It's that gratitude. You still have opportunity to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
People can't talk to their mothers no more. People can't talk to their fathers no more. Yeah. And we all learning. They don't have the full scope of what's going on. That child don't have the full scope of everybody just moving in real time. When I had to realize, like, yo, it's no such thing as a perfect father. It's no such thing as far as making it A+. It's all about what you're going to do and what's your attention. Your character, your integrity. How are you making sure that when you're going, your qualities, your legacy, everything is still in fashion. Because we can do everything right now, right? And we can disappear. And the only thing they're going to go off is what we done did, our actions, and our qualities. So just having that gratitude that, I got another chance to be out here. Because I know you can relate to that, Bob, and you can as too, Reese. Every time we sit in that cell, like, damn, when the fuck I'm gonna go home? Yeah. Part of my lane, but when I'm gonna go home? And we know we got a date, or we know we still fighting to get a closer date. So this now to be out here, it's like,
gratitude.
How do we stay connected?
How do you sit in gratitude? And you're right. So you said something to that. You were saying what you were saying about coming home and trying to be a full-time, not coming trying, but coming home and just jumping right back in the mindset of being a full-time dad, even though you were separated for so long. And just you being able to come to that realization and have gratitude in that spot is really a thing. And you highlighted that some people ain't coming back to their kids. Some people left kids out here and
Diddy Bob.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, but
this is going to tie in the community thing too, is that some men just don't have access to their kids because they outgrew maybe the mom and her mindset, and now you get alienated, and then like I just kind of don't like them people like, oh, well, I don't talk bad about you to them, or I don't say things, but you do though. Like you might not be sitting there having a conversation about you did this and that there, but you doing certain things and saying certain things. You don't know the conversation you have with your homegirl. You don't understand the text messages when you let the kid play on the phone that they done read.
And kids are nosy.
Exactly. So, but neither here nor there, though, it's like, just wanted to highlight that part because it's like, I know what it feel like to suffer in silence from fighting for access to kids. Like, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they'll use, he was in jail, but none of my crimes had anything to do with kids. Like, I actually sold the drugs to take care of the kids. I risked my life to do that.
The double sword.
And I'm not going to say that you told me to sell drugs, but you kept telling me you needed these things. Yeah. I wasn't doing anything. I was trying to do something.
Money.
I was trying to do something. And you took the money, you asked me for more stuff, and I kept bringing more stuff because me being Maurice, I always wanted more, and I want everybody around me to have more. It's like tied to me and get into the names.
But moments like that, right? Because like you said, we're fighting. We're fighting. We're trying to figure it out. We dealing with man pride. We dealing with reality. We dealing with negativity from her. How do we stay connected with the people who matter to us the most? I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of like a broad question. How can you stay connected to people who matter to you the most? Because it's not only with the baby mama drama, that's with life, period. That's with me coming home and I'm like, yo, you know what? I was that one before I got locked up. I'm gonna be that one now. I'm just doing it in a different fashion. You might be taking multiple jobs. You might be working hella hours. It's a lot that come with that. So it's like, how do we stay connected to the loved ones who matter to us the most?
So I'm gonna take this from Baba real quick because he's gonna have a better answer than me.
Reese crazy.
And then I'm gonna find a way. Then I'm gonna find a way to bring back into my other 2 points I was gonna make in the things that we need to establish in the community. But I stay on. I'll be my best behavior. I would sit back and say when I looked at that question, right, and when I looked at it and when I heard it again, it was more or less like, I don't know, like. It's because of what you just said. It's like I get so caught up in this whole breezing by accomplishments. I highlighted that. And all I keep hearing is the Nipsey song in my head, stuck in the grind, right? Like messed up braids under the hat. And it's like you really get caught in that mold, especially when you try to reach out to people and try to make that time with somebody that you might care about. They don't make that time back or they don't value the time. Or your relationship become one-sided. They only reach out to you when they want something. So, it's like kind of like I try to lie to myself or convince myself. I don't like lie, but convince myself that it's a healthy separation. Because nobody wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of. I don't mind being used, but I probably being taken advantage of. I feel like I'm being taken advantage of when relationship become one-sided. So, I won't say I have necessary tools. I just make myself available when I can. I've been trying to figure out different little ways and procedures to allow people to be in where. In the morning, I do my schedule in the morning. So I send my schedule off to a few people to see that, these are certain blank spots. And I might tell some people, reach out to me during my travel time. Reach out to me when it's me time. Reach out to me on the way to the gym. Reach out to me after the gym. These are times that if you want to just chop it up and build me, hit me that. But during these hours right here, if you call me around 12 o'clock, I'm at a meeting typically 3 times a week at 12 o'clock. So I don't have 12 o'clock for you. So you'll lose relationships with certain people because they're like, you're never here. You tell me to call you, but you're never here. You're calling me at a time that I'm not available. And I'm telling you when I'm available. And then you get people where they won't text you twice, or if you don't, it's white message, blue message, white message, blue message, white message, blue message. I'm like, yo, bro, if you don't text me, if you really want me, because you know me, if I need you, I'm gonna call your phone until you pick up. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah, ain't that. Go right back. I already got 2 dials in me when I call your phone. So for me, in that question, I don't really. Listen, I can't wait to hear from Baba and see how he put it together. Maybe he might put me on to something, because for me personally, I struggle staying connected with certain people. And I think it was from being isolated for so long, 23 and 1. And I realized that the hardest thing about getting used to being by yourself is getting used to being by yourself. And then the second hardest part about getting used to being by yourself, you don't know how to interact with other people as much on that type of time. So I would say, like, yo, I still struggle with some of the areas staying connected to certain family. I didn't really grow up with a lot of family like that. Most of my family was street dudes and dudes that was in and out of jail. So eventually you just get detached from certain people when you start to grow and change. You're not into the same things. I tell people all the time is that if you stop drinking and you're around drinkers, your friends going to change, because they don't want to chill with you if you ain't drinking no more. And
you get rid of you. So
I think the first thing for me to do is make sure that the people around you, people who be around you, because I'm a big believer that opposites attract and like repels. So when somebody that's a alike, somebody that's of like-mindedness, you guys got to put energy in to sit in the same spot. And I'm still running around searching and collaborating with my tribe and finding my tribe state to state now, literally. Yeah. So I would say, like, as of right now, I don't really have a particular game plan. I know that's probably stumped a lot of people that Reese don't got a game plan. I don't have a game plan for that support. Surprise, right? But like I said, now people get to see the active listening side, because I'm going to listen when I pass it to Bob over here. I yield the floor.
For sure. Jail taught me how to communicate with people. Because on the streets, it was just do what I say. I run this. And I didn't give anyone access to me. In prison, I sought access. But I sought it from people that I had limited myself to. So it was like, okay, now I got to prove myself. So again, living intentionally, I made sure that I reached out no matter what. I don't hear from you, that's cool. I'm going to reach out. I'll let you know I'm thinking about you. Let you know I remembered your birthday, things like that. So now that I'm home, it's the same thing, only I do have, there's better access. So again, I'm still intentional in saying, all right, I got to hit this person up just to let them know, what's up, how you doing, you good, okay. Just thinking about you. And I learned a hard lesson with my father, because he passed just before I came home. And I called him. He gave my wife his number. We hadn't been in contact. So I won't say we wasn't in contact. We weren't communicating. Like, I'm stubborn, he's stubborn. So we was on some different time. Nigerian, so he like, you in jail, what you doing there? I'm like, okay, it's 20 plus, bro, get over it. He like, nah. But then he found I was coming home and he was bad hyped. So he gave my wife a number. I called him. He didn't pick up. I'm like, all right. I'm going to hit him back. Being me in my stubborn mind, I'm like, yeah, I got time. Again, not valuing time. Didn't call him. Every time I pick the phone, like, I'm going to hit him next time. I'm going to get him next time. I'm going to get him. Didn't call. So when I tried to call again, no answer. I didn't know he was in the hospital. So long story short, he ended up passing, and I didn't get to talk to him. So with that, it was like, as intentional as I've been with making sure I reached out to people, the person who I wanted to have this interaction with finally, because I'm like, yo, I'm a man now. I know how to be a man. I want to have a conversation. And I let it slide, not sticking to my rhythm, which was being intentional and reaching out. So now I don't make that mistake anymore. I make sure anyone who matters to me, I hit them. Even if I give them some space. Like, yo, what's up, you good?
Yeah.
I'll leave it there. They ain't got to respond. I'm cool with that. But they know that I thought of them. So I make that a point no matter what. Even if some time goes by, I'm going to hit you at some point. Like, yo, what up? Leave it at that. With my kids, I make sure I love you. Good morning, whatever, good night, this and that. Yeah, get all mushy. Do you?
I think about that too. I think about the attentions. I remember how my grandfather used to treat me. Well, he still treat me like he's still alive. So I remember how he treated me. My grandmother used to treat me. family members should treat me. And how, like you say, they just stay connected. Mm-hmm. And I remember how much value that was on me. And now I'm in a position where, it got to go both ways. It's a two-way street. Yeah. And like you said, I remember being locked up. And that's the moment where a lot of reality start to hit. Because when you moving, you're moving. Yeah. And when you out there, you out there. So you got a lot of time
Don't matter.
Yeah, you got a lot of time to forget things.
Yeah.
But then when you in a 23-1, when you when you done wrote the 6th letter and still get a response back,
exactly.
now you start to realign your team.
Yeah.
And you start to really appreciate when somebody reach out to you, and you understand how good that feels, so you want to return that feeling just to get it back. Yeah. Energy contagious. So I remember this staying connected, like you said, just doing the little things. The little things count. Yeah. I don't got to take you to Disney World every day, but this me hitting your phone. This me picking up your call. This me coming to pick you up. Or this me just sitting on the phone and just listening, just letting you talk away. Yeah. Because at the same time, I know by you giving off that energy and you releasing that stress, that's not only helping you, it's helping me. Mm-hmm. Because we entwine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you going through a storm, that storm not only going to affect you, it's going to affect me.
Exactly.
So if we're going to stay connected and you matter to me the most, I'm going to make sure you in the best fashion at all times of what I can do. Mm-hmm. I can't control your life. I can't do it all. But the parts that I can do, that little percent of raw, I'm going to make sure, I just do that. And I just see benefits in it. Like I said, I remember being in them. I remember being in those situations where I felt like I had nobody to reach out to.
No, I felt that. I definitely felt that. And it's like, I think that it's the ups and downs with it. And I know it's this movie I saw, it was called Blind Spot. And
that's a good one.
He had this gift. Mm-hmm. And his gift was that he was able to kind of like lock out and just delete his mind. Right? So when I saw that, I wanted that gift too. So I got that gift, but I realized that he must have had a real gift, or it was some movie stuff. And because when you do that, when you start deleting fragments of your life, it's still some pictures that get deleted that you didn't want deleted. It's like your finger accidentally hit the button, and in your brain you don't get that little option to kind of go back and save the pictures in 30 days. So I was able to learn that skill, but not master it. Where I deleted situations like that, where it's like there was good situations where I did learn how to communicate at certain type of things like that, where I was able to kind of like value those experiences. But then there was a part that the bad kind of outweighed the good, so I kind of just let me just delete this whole folder, right? And now I gotta relearn this muscle, because it's funny how we get promoted. When you get dehumanized, you come up with this false sense of independence, and then the independence come from I think that's the real intentions, right? I think that was the real true intentions of the colonizer, essentially, is the divide and conquer. So when we start to go with our own independence, it separates us from this community, right? This whole community thing growing and building, and you end up isolating yourself. And then if you didn't break in 23-1 and you got skill and you got that mental fortitude to be able to sit in the cell all day long by yourself, listening to every noise, trying to guess what time it is, see what tour he on, how many more tours to the dude shift out where you could put something over your window without him bugging, trying to come into your cell. Like all the little stuff that we kind of get traumatized behind that. We don't realize we traumatized behind it until we bring it home with us. And we trying to take showers. We trying to take showers with our slides on still.
Yeah.
But I do like the one thing. I was at the airport, right? And I was I took a picture of it too. Weird. I'm kind of weird. I like doing weird stuff. So never got to use the bathroom. I never got to ever use the bathroom. I'm like trained not to use the bathroom outside. Not outside, nigga, but outside the house.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I got you. No, you gotta be careful up there because people be wild.
Oh yeah.
I be on a meme. You got me sitting. You got me sitting on the toilet like do for Friday or something.
Oh
yeah.
Now they gonna sit up.
Rod, you trying? I'm suing you. Rod, you trying? I'm defamation of character.
You was eating corn?
Hey Reese, what you doing over there, Reese?
Yo, I'm great. This is crazy. Next question. Next question. Next question.
Man, elaborate, bro. He's about to expound on something.
Yes, that's right.
The picture at the airport.
I love the active listening, right? So I'm at the airport. So this is the good skill that we learned from 23-1, right? I don't care if that's your toilet, that's your cell. That is not the toilet. That is not your cell.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you learn how to tissue everything down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting in there. I got all the tissue. Got the tissue on the thing. I'm talking about. By the time I was doing the toilet, bro, I'm talking about this thing. I all the cushion up there in the world. So when I say tissue it, right, I'm saying that first thing you do, first you gotta still clean it. This is not an opt out of cleaning the toilet. You still gotta clean the toilet.
Yeah.
Whatever you can use, you gotta clean it.
Sterilize that thing.
You gotta sterilize the best way you know how to, man. Worst case scenario, use toothpaste.
Yeah.
People don't know about the trick.
Mouthwash.
Yep, or yep, exactly, right. You literally got to use and use because sometimes they don't want to give you the soap in the can.
I'm about to say, I used to get cool with the janitor, like, yo, make me a little bottle.
I hear you. I hear you, but you know, all the real ones know the only time they got soap and stuff in the cell is when they doing the tours. Yeah. And I'm talking about when they come around and start telling how good the gel is operating. Now we got tans that match. We got tissue installs. It look real good. People coming in and we sit up there smiling, going along with it too, right? But
the janitors didn't have it.
It's
like
not
that.
how it really is. So you got to make your own solutions. Shampoo, whatever you got to use it. So if you see a baby father doing some weird stuff, just understand that he just need a little therapy, man. He's still institutionalized. So take the tissue, and you got to take the tissue, right? You got to grab it a certain type of way because you don't want to rip it. You got to grab it. You know that the gel tissue really, really thin. And the last thing you want to do is grab it and then it start falling in the toilet. So you take it and you layer it, right? You put a couple layers in it, make sure it all meets the spot, and you always got to fix the. You tell who really know what they're doing because you get that little piece and you put it in the front of the toilet, the little piece right there. You know, the last thing you want to do is sitting there and your joint hit the thing. You like, man, I done got an STD and this shit, or because something rubbed against the metal the wrong way. So you always put the tissue everywhere, even the little front part where your joint go at. So.
Okay.
So I got the whole thing. I got the joint.
Okay, we get it.
You got it. PG. You got to PG this, right?
Yes.
You don't know who's listening, right? Some parent that gave his son his phone.
Mommy, what's the joint?
What's the joint? Yeah. Now it's time to have a conversation about the birds and the bees, right? But you get the tissue, you lay it.
Pause, but
Pause. So you get the tissue, you layer it, and you stack it, and then you do it again the other way, and then you got to check it and make sure you got to flush the toilet. And make sure it don't move. Now you straight. Now you sit down and you just do your business.
No somebody gonna try this, right?
Yeah, right. I hope somebody do try it,
but that's the scary part, though. We're living in that cell where you gotta sanitize everything every single day.
But it's a great skill to have because it got me in the airport. Because I wasn't getting on the plane like that, cuz I couldn't get on the plane. Gotta go to the bathroom. What I'm not doing is using the bathroom on the plane. I will use it at the airport because I know how to do a little trick. I don't know how big the bathroom. I don't even know how big the bathroom is on the airplane because I never been on the bathroom in the airplane because I make sure either I don't eat or less than it. But that was the whole point that I was kind of elaborating on is that this. Yes, we get some terrible. It's some conditions that we go through that stain our
DNA.
That stain our that I would say I would say stain our psyche. I'm not giving nobody that much power to say alter my DNA.
Okay.
Now it may have or have not, but I'm still working on that. But I can say that it does something to your psyche. But then if you're able to transmute and you start operating from self-mastery, you start taking the goods out of it. Where now I know how to. Somebody not using the bathroom going around constipated with all type of colon cancer because they don't know how to use a bathroom outside in the public. I'm not going through that. When I gotta go, we going, right? Because when you're in a cell, you learn how to keep it clean because you literally in a parking spot, right?
True.
So
a bathroom, yeah.
It's literally.
Yep. You take out the shower, you take out the sink. Remove all that. Move the toilet in your regular bathroom. That's a prison cell.
Yeah.
And I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
About dollar sign. You know, we dollar sign.
Yeah.
You can stack them up like that.
But
you definitely. Yeah,
I want to touch back on that connectivity thing because it was something I learned from my kids, actually. Like my son, I hadn't talked to him. I got locked up in 2000. I ain't talked to him till like 2013, 2014. And he was like, yo. He said, we wasn't able to talk to you. We wanted to see you. He said, but you always sent cards. You always sent letters. He said, we didn't respond, but we knew it was coming. We had expectations like your dad's going to hit me with a birthday card or something, like anything. He's like, you always had something coming. And that meant something to them. So, I mean, it was for my own benefit, really, because it was like, this is the only thing I can do. Like, I'm in a totally different state, all of that. So, yeah. And then, I mean, you wouldn't even know this, but I went to Rhode Island last weekend. Me and my wife. Saw my daughter. First time since she was about 5, 6. She's 27 now with a daughter. So it's my first time seeing her. Like, we spoke sparingly when I was in jail, but her mother kept her from me because she married a dude and all that, whatever. So we ain't had no relationship. So I'm seeing her for the first time. And it was crazy because she was like, yo, you sent letters to my grandma's house and all that. She's like, you sent pictures, you made sure I knew what you looked like, all of that stuff. And she was saying all this. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, all right. So I did the right thing. Because it was easy for me to say, yo, forget that, man. Because for my peace of mind, would have been like, yo, I got to shut everything out that's going to cause me harm.
Yep.
And that's usually what dudes doing there. You're like, the world is the world. And I'm like, oh, we still in the world, bro. We just in a different section. But,
different
know, yeah. So,
nah, power to you, brother. Touch me. Nah, that was power to you because I did what you just said everybody else did. That's what I had to do. I had to literally make jail, and home. And I literally, and my daughter mentioned this shit to me. And it's like, it was hard taking it, but I had to respect it. She was like, I just got used to you not being there. And then it doesn't make it any better that me and her mother, always had conflicts, probably for 1,001 reasons, but we never really could able to have a real conversation about nothing. But neither here nor there though. But that was definitely a safety mechanism that I was able to utilize. Is like, I'm in here, nothing out there really matter. Now mind you, I'll still send money, I'll still reach out, but like that's like a step out for me. Like I'm in here, that's just a step out. Like I got that step out only during calls, the 15-minute call that I'm using my pen, the other nigga pen. That's another story. So I'm calling home, spend all this money, but people don't understand what you went through during that phone call.
Yeah.
They don't understand the awkwardness of being on the phone. For somebody that's like, yo, like you can't even get in a good conversation because it's going to beep until your conversation over. So I needed 3-4 pens to be able to have conversation, but now it costs so much money because the person on the outside getting on that burden. And the last thing you want to do is come home with somebody that helped foot the burden, and now you operating with somebody through the gratitude. It's not really love.
And they got resentment.
Exactly. I'm with you because you was with me. I'm not with you because you only want for me. I'm not with you because of that. So I think it, so when I look at how it affected my relationship with my child, being able to put myself in that mold, and then looking at the situation as that, like, the person not showing gratitude, I realizing that I risked my life to do the things that I was doing.
I like how both of y'all broke up y'all youngins. So it's like, because when I think about my youngin, it's so many lessons I get from that. It's so much learning experience. It's so much information that I get that I never thought I needed or I asked for. It's just real-time situations going on. I look at my son, it's like, I can get mad at him sometimes and ready to cuss him out, and then that same second, we could be laughing and shaking hands, laughing and slapping five because we joking on somebody else. So it's like I just learned so many things and so many lessons from that I appreciate, but it's a challenge. What is some of the most important lessons? Because I like how both y'all broke up y'all kids that y'all learned from y'all children.
I'm gonna let you go first because your story better.
I don't know if it's better. It's just tailored to me. But lessons I'm learning right now is, again, the time.
Yeah.
Like, money. Like, they were laced when I was home. When I was home, I was that dude, and they was them kids. Like, so it was like they straight. But then once you remove from that, it's like, what do you have to offer? So I'm trying to give them the only thing I have, which is me, but it's at a distance.
Yeah.
So now when I'm home, even my son told me, he went through hell. He was like, yo, I joined the gang, all this. My mother moved me to another state, all this other stuff. As soon as you left, everything went left. And so he calling me sometimes, he called me a couple months ago. He's like, yo, Pops, I need some bird. I'm like, what you need? He's like, bird? I'm like, yeah, what is it? What you want? And he just broke down. He was like, yo, I'm not used to this positive parent. He said, I never had that. And I'm like, wow. I said, all right. But I'm like, yo, these are lessons I learned from the parenting that I received and didn't receive. So it's like, I know what to do. There is no way of being perfect, but I know that there are certain things that shouldn't be missing from your child's life. And you don't ever stop being a parent. Like, you may grow out of the necessity of your caretaking and things like that. But really all it does is shift. Like, now it's a different relationship. The dynamic is so much different. And it's better because now you can meet them on a certain level mentally and intellectually and emotionally. So I'm learning, like, yo, they still need to be nurtured. They still need you to be dad. Like, my daughter still called me in her feelings about the time that I was in jail and away from her. And I just let her blow. And it be hurting sometimes. Like, I don't want to hear this right now. Like, I was feeling good until you called.
But that's a lot of strength, though.
Yeah,
that's
but I got to understand that she's finally able to get it off her chest. She ain't have that before. Yeah. She had to hold this in or walk through her life with whatever case of my absence, whatever that was doing to her. So I learned that my presence is, time in my presence is all they ever wanted. All that money and stuff I was contributing, whatever, that's not what mattered. The fact that I would come through and chill and play ball and all that. And then when they didn't have that, it's like, where's your pops? And they can't explain that. And they feeling with that and they dealing with that. And then the time goes on. And now I'm back. So it's like, oh, I can call you, I can text you, I can video. It's like, and they just do it at random.
I like that because I remember, this summer, I took my son to Disney World. I took him to Universal Studios. I took him to Baltimore games. I took him to another Baltimore game, the Ravens and the Orioles. Yeah. So I'm doing all these things. And I'm not tallying it with his mother, but his mother, she's sitting there joking like, dang, you gonna take him to Disney World before me? But, when you think about all these money and all these things we invested in, he don't remember none of that. Huh. When we went to Florida and we went to Disney World and Universal, his highlight was when he told everybody else? Yo, my highlight was, my daddy, when he told me I need to keep up with my, he laughing that I cussed at him. Yeah. Or he laughing at the fact that I'm going to make him eat all this food. Like, he bringing up the small thing. He not bringing up the fact that we was at an amusement park that he been asking to go to since he was 3 years old. Mm-hmm. He not bringing up the fact that he's going to multiple parks and he outside and he can do whatever he want. He's bringing up the fact, like you saying, this that time. This that time to be together when I'm getting a real reaction from my pops in real time. Because, we look at our parents as super. Well, I looked at my parents as superheroes. And I looked at my parents like they couldn't do nothing wrong. So when they do little things like cuss at me or, do a little something I don't recognize, I remember laughing and thinking it was funny and telling my uncles and aunts and everybody too. So when my brother-in-law told me that, I'm like, damn. I remember doing that same thing. I'm like, we done went here, we went here. He didn't bring none of this stuff up. He bringing the fact that I told him to keep up with his stuff because he lost his iPad twice in the airport. That's fine. Yeah. He lost his iPad twice in the airport. He lost his phone in the. He shouldn't have a phone because he's only 10 years old, but we got him a phone. He lost his phone in the airport. I
feel the same way.
He losing all these things.
But it's wild the way a child mind works. Because even my grandson, we had him for a little while, and my wife was like, yo, you don't be seeing him just looking at you? I'm like, nah. He was like, we chilling. She's like, nah, he just be looking at you, like staring at you. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's because I'm actually here now. Like, it's not a visit. It's not over the video visit or nothing like that. Or, like, I remember him as a baby when my son brought him there trying to get at me over the table. He did the same thing that his pops did, trying to climb over the table to get to me. I'm like, dog, you a month old. You don't even know me. But he knew me. Our spirit knew each other. Yeah. So we tight now. Like every time I call, he hype. He come through, he hype. But like she said, he's always staring at you. I'm like, I don't be catching it. But she'll take pictures and he'll just be looking at me. Like I took him out to the trampoline park. He like, Grandpa, look. I'm like, I see you, bro. I see you. He like, no, look. Make sure you looking at me. I'm like, all right, man. You got all my attention. No one here but you. But that's the stuff that matters to them. He didn't care that he was there. Yeah, he gonna say, my grandpa took me to trip. But it's the fact that I was there and able to watch him. Like he has memories of that. He got pictures that he can show people. Like, yo, it's my grandpa. Like every time he see me, I caught him the other day at the Emerge joint. I caught him. We taking pictures. He just looking at me. I was like, oh, you bugged out, huh? What's wrong with you, stalker?
Nah, it's a beautiful thing when spirits connect because I met Baba's son a couple times. I done seen him a couple times in passing. Yo, Baba's son is just like, only difference between Baba and his son is Baba's son got hair. They the exact same person. I mean, down to, I'm looking at his son like, this is young Baba. And he like, nah, you ain't even see my other brother. I'm like, nah, I'm looking at you, bro. Like, you just like Baba. It's a beautiful thing when you see spirits connect like that.
Yeah. But it's like you said about having, what do you want to instill in them? Mm-hmm. And you see it. Like, these are conversations I've had with him and all of that. Like, yo, to what Reese's point was about the individuality. I'm like, yo, you ain't no good to nobody if you don't know yourself. And also, as much as your natural self matters, your spiritual self matters as well.
Exactly.
So you got to get aligned with that. Get to know those two parts of you, because they're always connected no matter what. You can ignore one or the other, but they're both there. They're both present, and you should know them. When you know them, then you know who you are. Then you navigate life very, very differently. You see things very differently. You appreciate the things that you should appreciate, and you ignore the things that should be ignored. Like he said, like now you be like, oh, I feel like that, because you've explored who you are. You trying to figure yourself out. It took me going to prison to do that, because I thought I knew who I was. If I was talking to young Will today, and we was talking about females and all that, and I was like, how my conversation shifted when my spirit shifted. So I'm asking them like, yo, what you want to do with yourself? Where do you see yourself? What you want out of life? And they say, I think. And that would turn me off completely, because like, oh, you don't know. Because you're still thinking. And then there's nothing wrong with figuring it out, but it's like, are you even considering it? Or you just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks?
Time wait for nobody.
You don't know who you are. So first of all, get to that point. Get to know who you are. Then all that other stuff will become clear. Like I said at the thing, at the premiere, like your spirituality, once you get to know yourself, your spirit, clarity comes like that. You start to see yourself in a totally different light, and you understand yourself. Now you're like, oh, that's why I react that way. That's why that bothers me. That's why that didn't bother me. Stuff like that. And now you can be like, okay, I'm comfortable with me. Like, I've never been this proud of who I am in my life.
Say that.
To this person that I am in this time, in this day right now. I am comfortable with me.
Respect
I'm good with me. I like me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say that before.
You fell in love.
Yeah. Because before I was living up to something.
Exactly.
And it was like, it was conflict.
It was a false perception.
Yeah, it was conflict, because it's like, hold up, my spirit is not good with this.
Yeah,
but I'm doing this because I got to live this.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
51.
51.
Nigga ain't 50. I need your ID.
He look about, he look 31.
Nigga look 31.
Talking about he's 51. He look 31.
Nigga defy
He in my
laws.
age group.
It's a lot of water, man.
Nigga defy the laws of aging.
Yeah, man. It's that Nigerian.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So, matter of fact,
That pure.
So we had to switch it. So let's switch it real quick, right?
There's
Because I'm listening. So, like I said, that's why people think I'm a talker, but I'm really a listener. Like, I'd rather not talk, to be honest with you.
That's debatable.
See, that's what I'm saying. see. So
You got some spit with you, boy.
So, him, right?
No,
So
you got
I'm
some
talking to you.
range. You got woo.
Yeah, you got, look at here,
Olympian.
man.
Gold.
Nah, but these ears is titanium.
Yeah.
You know
Sure
what I'm saying?
indeed.
See.
Sure indeed.
Tongue might be gold. Pause. I don't know that. Can you say that? But the ears is titanium. So I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, dang, because I really can't recall too many situations of me being like growing up like in like a, I don't want to say traditional, but a traditional household with like mom and dad, or like some type of like structured household, right? Like I think that my household was not really structured, and it became more about what you could do, what you could bring to the table. Because things had to get paid, lights had to be on, stuff like that, and it instilled different values in me. And when I'm listening to you guys talk about certain things, I'm like, well, I just wonder, do you guys believe that growing up in a Nigerian or a Muslim household, did those instill some of those values that you spoke about, like interacting with kids and just interacting with like even how you guys engage in communities?
That was a great question. I appreciate that too. That was definitely a good topic, because I believe, this is me, my name Ra. I believe that everything starts in the household.
You know he does.
Everything. So
Yeah, was he talking to us? Allow me
I
to introduce
like,
myself.
one time. For the one time.
He always want to do that.
Yeah, that's all.
But no, I feel like I was serious. I feel like everything starts in the household. So regardless of how I move, I can say that was me and who I am, but it came from somewhere. The way I reenact with people, the way I handle business, the way I feel like I look at myself in the mirror, that came from a structure, that came from a lesson of understanding, that came from strictly conversations, and that started from the household. Now, to what y'all brothers was saying earlier, I did go out and did against that household. True indeed, I did go against my household when I went outside, and I did what I did, and I got them years. But the person who I am, and I really realized that when I had a chance to sit down and get comfortable with, it started from the household.
Back to that.
And it started from, all the things I was doing in the streets and what I thought I was winning and when I thought I was finessing and when I thought, I done dodged that. Nah, all these lessons and all this appreciation for the person I seen and the skin I have came from that household. Yeah, so I feel like, I feel like it's starting in the household.
What's your touch on that?
It's the same thing. Like, me getting to know me was getting back to where the things that my parents instilled within me. And again, conversation with Will. It was crazy. We having deep conversations. But
I love that.
We were talking about, females again. And I was saying, all you gotta do is look back at where she came from. I said, and you'll see a girl who grew up with structure and the one who didn't. I said, and then you see the one how she's raising her kids. That's because she had no template to measure it from. So she just running wild. And then she's having random kids with random people because it's what she was taught. Now, for me, when I got to know myself, because I went to prison, which is crazy, brother came home, right? Brother, Big Don. He came home, he brought his wife to church the other day. She pulled me to the side. She said, how much time did you do? I was like 22 and a half. And she was like, you don't look like it. And she said, but I'm gonna say something, don't get offended. And I was like, what? She said, Africans don't go to jail. I was like, not in America. I said, but I understand what you're saying. Because this was my father's problem with me. Like, we don't do this. You ain't supposed to be there. Like, what are you doing? Everything I was doing, it also stemmed from my household because I was rebellious. Like you said, I was going against what was being instilled in me because I wanted to be individual. But I didn't know what my individuality was. I didn't appreciate being Nigerian. But now it's like when I say my name, it's like,
exactly.
Even in school, I used to slap like, yo, how many of y'all are named John? How many are William? How many is Chris? How many Bobas in here? Just one. I was like, ain't none of y'all like me. So y'all all the same. Out of my face. So
and then you drunk the juice.
Yeah, then I started falling in.
And you drunk the juice, ate the crackers.
Yep. And went all in
got crucified.
Yeah. So, but it had to happen because it brought me back to me.
You still kept your innocence in the process of it.
And even now in my spirituality, a conversation I always have with my wife is that our first ministry is our home.
Yep.
That's the first thing people gonna look at. Like, I can talk to you or God all day. They're gonna look at my household. They're gonna look at my marriage. They're gonna look at my kids. Then they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna listen to him. Your life is a mess too. Like, you ain't doing nothing different. Like, what? So it's like that walk. That everything stems from the home, like you said. It always starts in the house.
So I'm doomed. No, I'm fucking with that. But he did say something too that is going to tie right into me answering the question. Is that so that's one thing that I used to I didn't ignore it, but I always just knew like I was different. And I had these like gifts and abilities to kind of like alter things to like a better perspective than what I might actually be seeing. I think my perception and my resilience is like some of my greatest gifts. And like looking back, like I didn't know how much I paid attention to the females that I dealt with. I look back at certain things, but what I thought was attractive, what I thought was good, were actually flags because of how I grew up. So like me coming from a household that was kind of like broken down by probably like people dealing with their own mental health issues, and we know what that looks like in the hood, what that typically turns into. So me dealing with somebody that came from a line of hustlers fed my curiosity to what I feel like I came to do here. So I went to go deal with somebody that worked twice as hard, I hustled just as much as I did, and I wasn't looking for like that. Like I didn't have that basics of the household looking like what the mom did, what the dad do. I just grew around people that everybody doing something. So if you wasn't doing anything, I'm with you because we can figure out what we're gonna do. But it wasn't about the order and the structure of it. And like I'm grateful for my daughter mother because she's a hustler. Like she goes gets it. I think she overworks. I think she works way too hard. I think that there's other gifts and passions that she have that she might have put to the side when she had a child. And I'd rather people kind of tap into that. And I guess that's kind of tying the community as well, is that like letting people grow to their greatest point. But if I had to touch on some of the things and keep it brief with, if I had to use all of them and put them into giving one things, I would say that my daughter taught me karma. My daughter taught me karma because I saw the effects of being materialized and getting Americanized, what it did to the offspring. Our relationship now is geared towards more or less what can you do for me and how fast you can get it done. And if I don't meet you right then and there with it, our relationship just, be the sun and the moon. Sun and the moon, sun and the moon. Days go by and I gotta be like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Me over here, dad, right? That just went crazy to try to do everything I had to do for you. And I could hardly get a, hey, dad, what's going on? I feel like every time you text me, I'm already trying to figure out what it is you want. And then I don't act on that, I'll still entertain it. And then by the end of the time, the threat is, this is what you wanted. And does something for you, but at the same time, hear me on the other side of it, I knew that the girlie I'm dealing with and I'm running around, that I know she texted me all day long, like, yo, 2 o'clock? Nah, 3:30. Yo, I'm about to be running a little late. Yo, I gotta see such and such. Yo, I'm out of town. And my mom thinking that she's want me to bring it in. To the bag. She want me to come in because she want time. So how I stomached that was buying her something. You go get you this. Let's go out to do this. So now when I got my daughter dealing with me like that, it's karma. To touch on why I brought my daughter to karma. I would say, right? I would say
in the mirror.
I would say little Reese, materialistic guys. But I would say little Reese. He told me patience. For the ones that know, that situation I'm gonna start highlighting probably down the line when I get a little more comfortable with speaking about it. But that situation taught me patience because I literally lost complete control of that situation because I had no control of the situation, and we don't have a relationship at all, and I don't know where he's at with it. Now I was told in the courthouse that kids are not yours. She said this. I have transcripts and receipts, and it was troubling for me because I went through what I went through for that whole part. So that situation taught me patience. Now baby told me all the emotions. I ain't gonna lie to you. He told me every single emotion, but the one that he highlighted the most is love. The look that he gives me, or the fact that he just watch me. He just stare at me.
Yeah.
Like he just stare at me. Like it ain't even gotta taste good. If I make it, he's eating it. If I'm drinking it, if he don't like it, he's gonna drink it. He'll do anything just to be wrapped in my arm and just be telling like, yeah. And then all he says is that. He don't say no other word other than that. Other than that, he's pointing, using his hands and his signals and stuff like that, and making his brief little noises to let him know that I run this for real. They sent me here to fix this. He's constantly letting you know there's one and only.
That's
constantly
right.
does this.
That's right.
The way he sits, the way he stands, the way he walks, all these things are showing me like a younger version of myself. And then I realized how much I might have lost because of the other situation I was talking about that I have no control over, but I'm about to take control back over it.
Yep.
There's so many experiences that I learned from kids because kids are literally childlike honest.
Yeah.
But they're not really thinking about your feelings in it.
No, they just speaking.
Mommy, you're fat.
Yep.
Yeah, they just speaking their truth.
And I'm like, yeah, nigga.
Yo,
listen to the kid. I didn't say it. I didn't say that. He said
crazy.
it. So
you got some books.
It's wild because my grandson, we had him for a week, man. My wife made something. He said, "That's disgusting." I just looked at him. I looked at her. I said, "I like it."
So you opt off of both of y'all.
Like, you on your own, bruh. But it was like.
But was it good though?
It was, but he didn't like it. That's what it was.
Was it really good or
no, it was.
Your wife? Oh, okay.
He didn't like it. Which
He on the podcast.
He got his own taste. So it was like, but he's being honest.
How old is he?
5.
He wanted chicken nuggets. That's what. Everything
That's exactly what he
chicken
wanted.
Nuggets and,
That's exactly
and
what he wanted. And we was like, no, you're going to eat some real food. But it was crazy how it just came out. I was like, bruh, you can't say that. but like you said, that childlike honesty, they just say what they feel.
Yeah.
And we get away from that as we grow older.
Exactly.
Now we start catering to people instead of being honest.
And we start lowering our own vision before we even know it.
Yeah.
I put dim on my lights because I'm going off sometimes with the world. Or I'm going off of, I wonder how they're going to feel about me if I do this.
I want you to be comfortable.
Yeah, I want this person to feel all right what I'm saying, so let me double down.
Yeah.
You know, I've read a lot of books. I done read a lot of information, and they always talk about tapping back into that imagination.
Or the childhood.
Tapping back into that, being truthful.
never
Because your
that.
mind opened up so much, and now you're living for your true self.
You're not holding back.
No, when he said that, he's not trying to disrespect his grandmama. He not
That's
trying
how
to
he
disrespect
felt.
He just speaking his truth.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yo, this ain't for me.
This ain't for me.
And there's nothing wrong with
We got to
that.
teach him that. We got to tell him that, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, you're going to have to say a little different, but
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong, because I'd rather you speak up than keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because I'm not always going to be there.
And I got away from that. Because before, back in the day, I had my kid's mother. She was like, you are brutally honest. I was like, I don't like lying. I hate lying because I hate being lied to.
Yeah,
so I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is.
That's why I ain't got no friends.
It's going to hurt. But if you don't want to know, don't ask me because I'm going to say it. And I got away from that, but I'm bringing it back.
So I learned to ask people. Do you want me to just listen? Or you want me to give you feedback? And if you don't want me to listen, I'm gonna hit you with the elevator music. I'm like, hold on right quick, and I'm gonna give you the elevator music. I can wait to get that app or whatever I need to get the elevator
Why
music.
would you do that?
Because it's better that way. Because if you want, because what I'm doing is that I'm pausing the mode. I'm pausing the call to go through my notes to see if did I do a culture note with this dude, and he talking about the same thing he talked about last time. When was that? He did nothing. Oh yeah, we about to render services on his ass. We ain't gonna do this for too much longer. I gotta do that. And then if you hold on to the phone call after that, while I'm doing that for 5 minutes, take my little break, walk around. Oh, he's still on the hold. Oh, he's serious. Now I'm gonna ask you, yo, bro, what happened with X, Y, and Z with this? Yeah, you're right. Cool.
Yeah, you
Listen,
can
right?
alleviate all that. You just gotta teach people, don't try to impress me, man. Do not impress me.
No, these ain't the present calls. These people calling me for the problem.
No, I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
When people, like you said, you like, you ask them about something, an accomplishment or whatever, they immediately go into trying to impress you.
Mm-hmm.
And I deal with that a lot. It's like, oh, what do you do? Oh, yeah, you do that. I do this. It's like, I ain't asked you that.
Yeah.
And we're not comparing notes. I mean, if that's really real, then cool. I commend you. I applaud you, salute you, all that. But I don't need to be. Who am I that you need to impress?
Well, listen, I take that as a badge of honor because I get what you're saying too when I look at that. Like, I realize that a lot of people come and want to share themselves, but we all worked around, this concept where it's like elevator pitch, what's your commercial, what's your story. And I think that should be warranted. Like, that's why I'm learning now. Like, hey, can I tell you a story right quick? And they'll say, yeah. Then I do it. If not, I'm just going, 2 cents, add in, if that, or just sit back and listen and take notes. That's my whole thing. But I want you guys to imagine the community.
But if I tell you I got my own basketball team and we doing things every summer to support the young youth, that you got somebody that you can bring to me, and then you tell me that you got 5 Maseratis.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, what we doing right now?
I think that's. You're right. That's a form of.
We're not comparing. We're not comparing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying in that amendment. But what if I had?
What?
I get you, because I would say, what if I had a soccer team, and they playing, and I shared that? I think there's a relevance in my soccer team. I got you.
You adding something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm meeting a lot of people now who know I'm doing this nonprofit that want to work with me. They're telling me what they can actually bring or how we can assist each other. That I appreciate.
Yeah.
But it's because they learned what I'm doing. They ain't just come at me with, no, I do this, I do that, I do this, just trying to impress me. That stuff irks me because it's like, I'm not seeking that. I don't need your resume. I can't offer you a job.
I'm putting that on a shirt.
We networking.
I'm putting that on a
shirt.
shirt.
We not hiring, we're networking.
Yeah.
I'm bringing
Absolutely.
this to the table, and this is my attributes, and this is what I can do. Now, if you got something else you can assist with that, that's cool. But if you come tell me, if you take this stuff left field, for what, bro? You know what I'm saying? I look at you as a man. I look at you as a real person. That's why I'm even sharing this information with you.
Good.
Now, the fact that you took it this way, I hope the journey been good energy and great conversation so far. Matter of fact, this conversation was so great we had to make a part 2. Tap into the snippet of part 2. For you to tell another woman what she can do to her body, bro, and you don't care what the situation is.
But every state is
he's not helping.
So when people
he's
start to,
only doing what's comfortable for people who don't know or people who don't want to tap in to follow.
He's doing what the system is allowing him to do, because the system is designed to do exactly what he's doing.
I'ma let out Lil Wayne. I'ma let out Kodak. I'ma have all these drill rappers on TV. I'ma tell you
he's not doing that though.
I'ma tell you that
but he's not
black
doing
people
that.
like me because I made my own shoe. Yeah. These are things he's saying slick shit in our face all the time.